What it be, y'all? This is Rezin 47 here again, and today I'm going to be starting off my CD collection series, which technically I already did start with the re-upload of the CD binder video. I labeled that as part 0, so this is going to be part 1. And I have fucking hundreds of CDs, hundreds of different albums. I can't really fucking give you a good brief description of everything I listen to with just one video. So I just picked my general all-time favorite albums for this. I have a few different variations of each album. So, started off with the first one. That's going to be Twiztid, Mostasteless, 1998. This is their debut on Psychopathic Records. Originally they were called House of Crazies with the ROC under Mr. Bones and Hectic. Changed their names to Jamie Madrox Monoxide. You know who they are. You can see right here, Parental Advisory, Brain Dead Lyrics. That's an allusion to Jamie Madrox's album as Mr. Bones called Sacrifice, because he had that little sticker on the album cover. This is the very first version of this album that came out on Psychopathic Records. It's got a few exclusive tracks. My favorite songs on here are Secondhand Smoke, Die Motherfucker Die, Murder, 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 my ultimate favorite. First Day Out 98, the ICP cover, Somebody Dissing You, Meat Cleaver with the Clowns and Misery, How Does It Feel, What the Fuck, Renditions of Reality. This is pretty much their boom bap album. This is the most ruthless they've ever been on any of their albums. No fucks were given whatsoever here. So, if you want to get into Twiztid, if you're a hip-hop head, I would say start with this. This is the most, accessible album of theirs. And that was the first version they came out with. They went on a brief tour with this original album. And on tour they had, an exclusive variant of it, which is the infamous Fetus cover. This is not the actual print of that album. This is just a bootleg I made on Kanaki. I always go back and forth between this and this as my favorite most tasteless cover. I think I prefer the Portal cover, but this is very close. They also put this back out at the Gathering 2002, which both incarnations are super hard to find. You will not find this every day. But it's got a track list written in a different font that's easier to read. So after that, they stopped printing it pretty shortly because ICP scored them a deal with Island Def Jam, and in 1999 they put the album back out again with a few differences, well actually a lot of differences. This is the one everybody knows, probably the one everybody got on board with them with. This is when they started doing those the face eras right there on the disc. This whole artwork was done by Chaos Comics, which did ICP's Pendulum Comics. So there's a few exclusive tracks on here they took off from the original. They took off Murder, 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 Somebody Dissing You, Meat Cleaver, and She Ain't Afraid, as well as the Smoke Breaks and the hidden, the Hotline track after renditions. And they added Rock the Dead, Spin the Bottle with ICP, Blink, Bury Me Alive, and Hound Dogs with ICP and Blaze Your Dead Homie. That was pretty much the first time the world ever heard Blaze on that track. My favorites exclusive to this version are Bury Me Alive and Blink, which I feel like those are worthy of being on this version. And Blink is kind of like a Dark Lotus feeling song, but just with Twiztid themselves. So that's the first album of the video, Twiztid Most Tasteless, 98/99. Next up is an album that I want to be buried with decades from now. This is an album that everybody should know if they know me. It's a life-changing album from a life-changing band. Babes in Toyland, Fontanelle, 1992. I just uploaded my video review of Spanking Machine. Go check that out for this video. This album has been out of Brown CD since it fucking dropped. As with pretty much all of their albums. They've had vinyl reissues and all that. Yeah, this is this and Alice in Chains Dirt are the darkest grunge albums of all time. I will say that right now. You can see the fucking shit Kat goes through in life on this album. The way she's delivering the vocals, the things she's writing about, everything, man. The Bruised Violet, that was the first time I heard of them because this was the album I first got introduced through. So Bruised Violet, that's my favorite Babe song of all time. Right Now, Handsome and Gretel, Blood, Won't Tell, Spun. An underrated track, which I think should have been the intro to this fucking album, is Short Song. I see that labeled as an untitled track a lot of times because it's written so small on the track list. Can't really even see it, but yeah. right there is where it's written. We also got Jungle Train, which is fucking amazing. Pearl, Mother, I would say that's their darkest song. The closing track, Gone. So yeah, if you want to get into this band, go get into them through this album. It's dark, it's ruthless, it's not for everybody, but if you like that hard, dark shit, this is the album to start with. So Basin, Toyland, Fontanelle, 1992. Album turns 30 in August. I have a big video planned for that. So we'll go back to the hip-hop right now. To my second favorite year in music, 1995. When I think of that year, this is the album I think of. Mobb Deep, the infamous. This is their second album, their first album on a major label. They had Juvenile Hill back in 93 on 4th and Broadway. Prodigy, Havoc. This is the first time Havoc did production on any of their albums, I believe. So, I'm having a brain fart, but this is my favorite album of theirs. It could, this and Hell on Earth are definitely their best. And either of those I can't argue with as your favorite. But you got the start of their ending, 41st Side, Survival of the Fittest, Eye for an Eye with Nas and Raekwon, Give It the Goods, Just Step, Temperatures Rising, Up North Trip, which is exclusive to the CD version, Trife Life, Q Heading Right Back at You with Ghostface Killer, Raekwon, and Big Noise. That's my favorite on the album. Drink Away the Pain with Q-Tip, Shook Ones Part 2, everybody knows that, Party Over. Yeah, the drums of this album were all done by Q-Tip, and I have to say I think that as far as any hip hop album, this has the best drums ever. Once they went to Hell on Earth, Havoc started doing everything himself. He did the drums, the samples, and all that, but still, I think this is still the best production on any Mobb Deep album. I think lyrically they got better with Hell on Earth, but this is still where it's at for me. So yeah, this is one of the best albums ever made, not even just in hip hop, just ever. Mobb Deep, the infamous 1995. Alright, we're going to go to the year before that, 1994, with I think is another one of the best albums ever made. This shouldn't even be underrated as it is. This is from the Wu-Tang, and it's like this is one of the iconic solo albums, and when people think about that, they usually think of Cuban Linx, Liquid Swords, and Iron Man. But I think this album gets left in the dust for unfair reasons. And that is Method Man Tical, 1994. This is my favorite album from that year. It is so fucking dark. RZA has some of his best production ever on this album. Method Man, this is him at his best lyrically, in my opinion. This is definitely one of the best hip-hop albums of all time, in my opinion, and one of the darkest. The opening track, Tical, Bring the Pain, which is my favorite Method Man song. All I Need. I prefer the album version over the Razor Sharp version. With the Blood Clot, Medford Chef with Raekwon, Sub Crazy, PLO Style, Mr. Sandman with RZA, Deck, Calm Fist, and Street Life. And I don't think they ever performed that song live for some reason. We also got Stimulation, the Method Man remix, the edited version. But yeah, I think people need to start giving this album some more love. Real hip-hop heads love this album almost as much as I do. It's in my top 10 albums of all time. It's my third favorite Wu solo album. Well, I have my favorite in this later down the line. But this is Method Man Tical, 1994. And next up is my favorite album of the 21st century. And one of the most underrated albums ever made. It should be regarded as one of the best in hip-hop. Jedi Mind Tricks, Violent by Design. This is the 2004 deluxe repress. OG actually had the OG came out super regular and had 22 tracks. This is the 2004 repress that came out on Baby Grand. It has 3 more songs. And these discs are all fucked up. But you got Paz and Just Allah under the discs. Yeah, this is a fucking amazing album. The production, the lyricism. This made me change my whole fucking style of writing once I heard this. This is my type of hip-hop right here. Unapologetic. I don't give a fuck what any of you think. Now, a lot of the shit that's said on here would not fly today. Even in 2000, some of the shit they were saying was like, pushing the line with tracks like Retaliation, Speech Cobras. What else, man? That's like the most popular song on the album. Exertions remix, Heavenly Divine, Sacrifice, The Deer Hunter, Chief Kamachi goes off on that. Blood Rain, Babe Baracus fucking murders that. Trinity with Louis Logic and El Fudge, The Executioner's Dream. Just Allah's verse on that is in my top 10 verses of all time. And then, what else you got? Army of the Pharaoh's War Ensemble is in my top 5 songs of all time, any genre considered. It might be my favorite hip-hop song of all time on days. But then you got a bonus track, which is Blood Runs Cold with Sean Price. I love that song. Everybody murders it. Production is boom. This is just as boom bap as it can get. Hardcore battle rap punchline lyrics with some dirty mid-90s sounding East Coast production. This is where it's at for me. Should be regarded as one of the best albums ever made in hip-hop. Jedi Matrix, Violent by Design 2000. And then we go to my favorite year of music, 1993, with my favorite album from that year. This is my third favorite album of all time. Del Funky, Homosapien, No Need for Alarm. Del is my top 10 rappers ever. Hieroglyphics is probably my third favorite crew of all time in hip-hop. This is the 20th anniversary remaster. The OG came in as a black jewel case, you know how shit was back then. I like that pic of Dill right there. But yeah, I love this album a lot, so much. Like, You're in Shambles, my favorite track. Catch a Bad One. Whack MC's, the Towel track. Boo Boo Heads. Treats for the Kiddies, No More Worries, In and Out. Miles to Go, check it out, thank yous. Yeah, this is a very influential album for me. The production is just fucking insane. A dark, grimy jazz rap / boom bap. Great. This is like one of the best produced albums with the SP1200. It's produced by different members of Hieroglyphics like Del, Casual, not Hieroglyphics, but SD50s. A+. Pretty much everybody in Hieroglyphics is like a producer / MC. But yeah, man, this is my favorite Del album. This is the best thing Hieroglyphics ever released, in my opinion. Fucking love this album. I will review this someday for sure. All these albums will probably get reviewed someday. But yeah, Del the Funky, Homosapien, No Need for Alarm from 1993. And enjoying a drink of water right here. Next up, we're gonna go to 1996. This is right here my favorite rock / metal album of all time. That's Tool, Ænima, 1996. This is their second album. Now this their first album with Justin Chancellor, their signature bassist, which is my favorite bassist of all time. Before that, they had Paul D'Amour with Opiate Undertow. You got Bill Hicks on the insert, and one thing I love about the packaging here is the cover. If you can see it, probably won't pick it up on screen, but the cover actually is a lenticular, like animated cover. Fucking love that. I have to go. I don't know the track list by head, but the track list is actually on the inside of the booklet. But you have songs like Stinkfist, Eulogy, H, which is my favorite on the album, 46 and 2, Hooker with a Penis. What else, man? Push It, Ænima, title track Third Eye. Yeah, I saw this band last month at the T-Mobile Center, and they played Hooker with a Penis and Push It. Push It was fucking amazing live. And they ended their the main part of their set with Hooker with a Penis. So yeah, if you want to get into Tool, I would say start with this album. It's the perfect middle ground between, like, they're more like I don't want to say simplistic, like they're more raw beginnings with Opiate Undertow, and they're like what they would go with later on with more psychedelic shit with like Lateralis, 10,000 Days in Fear Inoculum. This is the medium between both of those eras. So Tool, Ænima from 1996. Next up, this is my favorite grunge album of all time. This is my favorite album from my favorite band. So I have two versions of this, which is Nirvana and Utero. Again, 1993. This is not only my favorite album. This is also Cobain's favorite Nirvana album. This is what he always wanted to make with the band. Produced by Steve Albini from Big Black. Kurt and Steve are both from that punk ethic background. This is the remaster, so I like that inlay art they did with the all the fucking human anatomy diagrams. But you have, Serve the Servant, Scentless Apprentice, my favorite on the album. Heart-Shaped Box, Rape Me. Francis Farmer Will Have a Revenge on Seattle, Very Ape. Milk It. Radio-Friendly Unit Shifter, All Apologies. And then on the European version, after like 20 minutes after All Apologies, there's a hint track called Gallons Rubbing Alcohol Flow Through the Strip, which I just fucking found the only live recording of that. I never thought they'd play that live, but they did for like the soundcheck at their, Hollywood Rock Festival show. But yeah, if you want to get into Nirvana, I would say start with Nevermind, but then this is right there. This is definitely go to this next. This is their best album, definitely. I love all their albums. Like I said, it's my favorite band, but this is just noisy, grimy, fucking hard, abrasive. It's their best album to me. It's the best grunge album ever made. Nirvana and Utero, 1993. And then, last year, I think it was. Last year or the year before that, I scooped up the 20th anniversary deluxe version of it. It has the album remastered, but it's got, 2 discs. It comes with the hint track, Gallons Rubbing Alcohol Flow Through the Strip. But also comes with some outtakes from the album, if I can. So it's got disc 1, which has the outtakes in the standard album. That has bonus disc, which comes with a remix of the original album, as well as some demos. But I love the fucking outtakes from this album. A lot of these tracks could have been on the final product, Moist Vagina. That's one of my favorite Nirvana songs. It's one of their heaviest. Sappy. I Hate Myself and Want to Die, which was the working title for this album. That's a very catchy song. And then you got the OG Steve Albini mixes of Heart-Shaped Box and All Apologies, because when the album came out, those were redone by Scott Litt. Because this album almost got shelved, because DGC were not happy when they got it. But the bonus disc, you got a remix of the standard album. You got instrumentals. You got a couple demos. You got a couple unreleased instrumental joints called Forgotten Tune and Jam, which that last track Jam was on the menu with the Lights Out box set. I remember that. So that was pretty cool how they added that there. So yeah, Nirvana and Utero, that's 1993. Getting down to the wire right here. Right here, I think either this or the group this guy comes from's debut album is, either day I consider that the best album ever made. And it is my favorite of the Wu-Tang solo albums. Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Linx, 1995. Featuring Ghostface Killah, aka the Purple Tape. Yeah, this is not only my favorite Wu-Tang solo album, it's my favorite Wu-Tang related album, period. And it's my second favorite album of all time. Yeah, this is what really set off the mafioso trend in the 95 to 97. Yes, even though Coogee Rap did this type of shit before this album, I think this is where it really took off. So you got the intro, Striving for Perfection, Knuckleheads, Knowledge God, Incarcerated Scarfaces, Guillotine Swords with Inspector Deck and Jizza, Shark Biters skit, might be my favorite hip hop skit ever. My favorite track on the album, Ice Water, which is the debut of Capadonna. Glaciers of Ice with Master Killer. Killer's verse on that might be my favorite of all time. Verbal Intercourse with Nas. That was the first time anyone outside the Wu was on a Wu-Tang song. Ice Cream with Method Man and Capadonna. That was how I found out about this album. Wu Gambinos with Method Man, RZA, Master Killer, Heaven and Hell. And then on the CD version, you get another track called North Star Jewels, which is a great closer. So yeah, one day, once I get my skills down further, I will definitely be reviewing this album. This album, this is a life-changing album for me. You know, a lot of rappers out now like Griselda, fucking Rome Streets, J Royale, etc. They would not have, they would not be here without this album, and the whole East Coast revival as of late would not be here without this album. So yeah, Raekwon only built for Cuban Linx 1995, and I also have the Purple Tray version, but it's not the one with the Shalab Raekwon autograph on the disc. It comes with the it's just the regular disc design, but without all the copyright text, which is crazy. So yeah, and then last up, gonna end this off with my favorite album of all time. This might be a crazy pick to some people. It's my personal favorite. That's Atmosphere, Overcast, 1997. Their debut album. Everything about this album is just right up my alley, from the production to the lyricism, the sample choices for the scratching, the way Slug arranges his rhymes. This is not the fucking this is not the original case thing. It came in a white tray, but I switched it out with a black one because it looks better. I used that case for my Helium Pirate Prude CD, which I'll show that off in maybe the next episode because I have like 10 more CDs. But yeah, my favorite album of all time is Atmosphere, Overcast, 1997. Their best album, in my opinion. You know, 1597, brief description, current status, 4:30 a.m., Adjust, Sound is Vibration, that's like the biggest song on the album. Multiples, Scapegoat, another big track. Ode to the Modern Man, Multiples Reprised, Quantum Olympia, Humo, The Outer Net. And then there's a hidden track called, which is just an untitled hidden track. Fucking love this album. The production is dark, dusty, and cinematic. Then I also have the 20th anniversary vinyl edition, which comes with a few outtakes, like Broken Rewind Button. That could have been on this album. I fucking love that song. So, yeah, if you want to get an Atmosphere, I'll say start with this or God Loves Ugly. One of those. But I don't think this is the best Rhyme Series album, though I'd have to go to the Down Spectrum, which I will review that and this. This album turns 25 in August. I'll definitely review it then. So that's my CD collection, episode 1. Thank you all for watching. If there's any albums here you have in your collection, or if there's any favorites you really, really love, comment it down below. Might do this part 2 like right after this. But in the meantime, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, notifications enabled, all of that. And I'll see y'all next time. I'm out of here.